There's been a scurrilous accusation recently that I've been overreacting to some of the training ground footage that's been put out there by the club. Look, the club media team are living their best life at the moment. They've got a new manager, head coach, whatever you want to call him, got Tim Steidten. They've thrown the doors open and said, look, send the cameras in, let them film everything. And so I've seen lots of stuff, lots of interactions with Jhon Lopetegui, lots of interactions with the players, some training drills, loads and loads of stuff, which I've really been enjoying. And a few people have said, I think you're reading too much into this, mate. Well, you know what? Maybe I am, but I'm enjoying it. So that the fun police can go and stop and search somebody else, quite frankly, because I am enjoying it. But I don't think without merit. Some of the footage coming out is really, really impressive. I'm loving what I'm seeing in terms of Lopetegui interacting with the players. I'm loving some of the interviews that are coming out, some of the things that some of the players are saying about Lopetegui as well, and just some of the pictures and some of the videos of this guy. And I'll tell you what, I had no bigger confirmation than yesterday when I saw a picture of Lopetegui. And for those people that are saying you're overreacting, no. This picture I saw was him pointing at a ball. And not with one finger, mind, with two fingers. I mean, this is the very essence of a football coach. So those of you that think I'm overreacting, not at all. He's pointing to the football. He's saying, fellas, that's a football. You know what you've got to do with this. Very different to David Moyes, you understand, who very recently was pictured pointing at a bus. Anyway, I'm looking forward to the rest of it. I'm loving it. Keep the content coming. Really enjoying it. For now, we've got to talk about Lucas Paqueta. So, Tim Steidten's on his way over to Brazil. And depending on what you think, there could be three reasons for that. The first one I've heard is actually we're going over to Brazil to go and conclude the deal for Wesley. He's the Corinthian striker. We were linked to him loads and loads and loads. In the end, we went and bought Luis Guilherme instead. However, ex-West Ham United employee has said that West Ham have not given up on the deal for Wesley at all. No, actually, Tim Steidten is being dispatched to go over there to go and get the deal wrapped up. Now, we want Wesley and we want Guilherme. So that's the suggestion. So that's reason number one. Reason number two was given that actually he's going over there to close a deal for another player, a different player, possibly a centre-half. We've been linked with a couple of them already. Remember old Bruno? He didn't want to come at the end, did he? But the number three, which is always better than number two. Number three, I don't even know what a number three is, actually. But whatever it is, I know what number one is, I know what number two is. I don't know what a number three is. It's probably quite painful, actually. We'll stick with a number two. He's gone over there to try and sort of schmooze Lucas Paqueta. Well, this is news, isn't it? Now, in case you've been stuck under a rock and you don't know, Lucas Paqueta, you know about all the betting stuff. I'm not going to go for all that again. Flamengo were interested in the player. And so much so that they'd made a bid, but they'd made a loan bid. But it was done as breaking news very recently. But apparently this loan bid went in, quite a while ago, like a month ago or something like that. And then there was talk certainly coming over from the Brazilian side of things that they were sending this delegation over to West Ham to actually try and push through like a permanent transfer. And I think it was Sean Weston contacted the club and he asked a top source at the club who said, well, hold on, this is news to us. If they're coming over to England to meet up with us, we ain't. That's the first we've heard of it. West Ham weren't aware of any meeting or any deal at all. Now, myself and Gio did a video about it and looking at the finances in the Brazilian league, as Flamengo are doing really, really well. They're top of Syria over there, but they're pretty skint. They've not got the money to buy Lucas Paqueta. They've not got the money to buy, a player that West Ham value at. Well, we did value at 85 million, to be fair. I think if someone came in with 40, 50, we'd probably take it. But they haven't got anywhere near that sort of amount. And somebody said that they might be able to get some sponsorship that would help sort of fund a £15 million transfer. 15, you're just not getting him for that anyway. So that was sort of dead in the water until yesterday when it was actually officially said Flamengo's interest is over. Flamengo no longer have any interest in Lucas Paqueta. But honestly, they're not going to get him. It's, as I've said before, it's like me announcing that I am no longer interested in dating Margot Robbie. She wasn't particularly interested anyway, so it was a point in me sort of stating it. Anyway, here's the thing. It has been rumoured that Lucas Paqueta is a little bit a little bit upset, maybe. That, I don't know how true this is. Maybe all of this is a load of rubbish, and Tim Steidten's just going over there to conclude the Wesley deal. So apparently, Steidten is flying over to Brazil because obviously Paqueta's been in Brazil for the Copa America. He's gone over there to try and schmooze him, put the arm around him. I tell you, this is weird, and it doesn't sort of marry up with what Lopetegui was saying about Lucas Paqueta when they did that press conference. Him and Tim Steidten did the press conference. Doesn't marry up with that. Oh, I mean, he was talking about Paqueta being in the family, the West Ham family. Also, we heard in that, because Tim Steidten actually revealed in that press conference that he'd already been to Brazil and met up with Paqueta. So is he going back again? It's a little bit of a concern. I mean, I don't see that the player's got too much choice, really. I mean, he can't go and play anywhere else. He either plays football or he doesn't, up until the point where he finds out whether or not he's going to be found guilty by the FA or not. So I'm sort of hoping for the best, and I hope that Tim Steidten's actually going out there for other reasons rather than to try and sort of coerce Lucas Paqueta to come back to work, basically. I'm sure he'd have a little bit of an extra break anyway, because he's been in the Copa America. But, I don't think it sounded fantastic, put it that way. But hopefully it's just maybe regurgitated old story, something like that. Talking about the Copa America, we are actually... So Darmesh Sheth, the Sky Sports correspondent, who's been on Hammers Chat a few times, he has apparently said that West Ham will be looking to get some business done, but we're waiting on the Copa America final between Argentina and Colombia. So we'll get to that in just a second. Before I do that, can I please interest you, ladies and gentlemen, mostly gentlemen to be fair, in a bit of Manscaped kit. Now, this stuff is wonderful, but let me be brutally honest with you. We've had to change our code, our discount code. It was hacked. Hammers Chat had been hacked. So it was, first of all, it was Hammers Chat, then it was Hammers Chat 20. We've had to, basically, our own Hammers Chat codes. I think this is the pinnacle. And you know you've made it when your codes are getting nicked and putting on discount websites. So our codes have been nicked. So we've got a new code to give you 20% off all Manscaped gear. Hammers Chat Pubes. All one word. Hammers Chat Pubes. You ain't forgetting that one, are you? Now, why would you want to be typing in the phrase Hammers Chat Pubes, that's a different thing, into the internet, into the world wide web, you may ask? Well, it's so as you can get one of these wonderful, wonderful shavers. I'm going to do this live. What could possibly go wrong? This is the Lawnmower 5.0. Can you see it? It is absolutely beautiful. Look at that. Let me turn the torch on. That's the button, the torch button. Look at that. That's good. Right. Look at that. I'm going to turn it off. See this head? Ceramic blade, so you don't chop your scrotum up, right? Very, very nice. But, you can take this head off. This is how easy it is. I'm doing this live. No edits. Here's the other bit. You see that? Can you see it? Hopefully you can see it. The lovely, lovely bit there. Extra thing. That goes right on there. Huh. Not bad at all if I say so. Look. This stuff is brilliant. I've been using men's grooming equipment for some years, as you can tell by my wonderfully manicured, hairy face here. It is brilliant. This is the best stuff. It really is. The best stuff money can buy. I've got loads of it, quite frankly. I've got oils. I've got ointments. I've got, they call it the weed whacker. Basically, if you've got nostril hair and stuff like that, I've got that. I've got the beard trimmer, which has an adjustable depth setting, so you can do number 5 for your moustache, number 2 for your beard. This stuff is absolutely brilliant. They are great gifts, but more importantly, they're great presents for you to buy for yourself. You get 20% off with a discount code, plus free shipping. Hammers Chat Pubes, all one word, Manscaped. I'm not lying to you, I promise. This stuff is brilliant. By the way, it's waterproof. You can actually use this in the shower. Brilliant. You know what I mean? Anyway. Colombia, that was it, Colombia. From Brazilians to Colombia. Should have done that one really, shouldn't I? Missed a trick there. Jhon, Duran. You know this guy is. He is the Aston Villa striker. We have been linked to him. Been linked with everyone. I mean everyone. We'll have to deal with a Fofana one the other day, because I think there's more Fofanas than Dembele. So I need to go and do me research on this. But we'll stick with Duran. Good striker, promising striker. heavily linked with him. Chelsea wanted him. Chelsea dropped out. Funny enough, Chelsea is trying to sell Fofana, trying to muscle in. Someone else is trying to buy Jonathan David. It's an absolute merry-go-round, an absolute circus at the moment. But Darmesh Sheth, the Sky Sports correspondent, the transfer specialist, has suggested that West Ham are in for him, but we have to wait because he's focused entirely on the Copa America final. Colombia against Argentina. And he can't be totally focused on it because he's taken the time to say, I'm not dealing with this now, I'll deal with it afterwards. I'm totally focused on it. It's a bit like when a boxer turns race. I don't know if you watch MMA, mixed martial arts, or anything like that. Tom Aspinall is the interim champion, and he's got a fight coming up, and basically turned around. He said, I'm not thinking about Jon Jones. I'm just thinking about my next fight. My next fight's all important. After that, I'll start thinking about Jon Jones. And he started talking about Jon Jones. But yeah, you are thinking about Jon Jones a bit, aren't you? So it wouldn't surprise me if Duran is actually thinking a little bit about his next move. Why would he not? But he wants to focus for now on winning the Copa America, and rightly so, But it would appear, and Darmesh Sheth certainly seems to think, that this guy is our top target. He is the guy that we're going for above all others. How much of that I believe, I don't know. I've heard it all before, really, with so many different strikers. I thought it was Meridian was meant to be the guy, wasn't he, earlier on in the window. I think what we've already seen is you can believe some speculation. I mean, we didn't just sign Luis Guilherme. There was speculation before we signed him. So, there was speculation before we signed Max Kilman. There was even a bit of speculation before we signed my old mate, Wes Fodringham. One of these guys we're heavily linked with, we're going to sign. It's quite clear we're going to sign a striker. So Darmesh, I mean, everyone's sort of pinning their cards to the mast. Fair play to Darmesh. He's pinning his cards to the mast. So if he's saying this guy is the one, I'd like that. I like it if someone comes out and says, no, forget all the others. This is the guy. So anyway, how good is he? Look, I guess that'll remain to be seen. But what I'm very, very confident of is if we do sign Jhon Duran, is going to get to that training ground. He's going to meet Julian. Actually, not Julian. He's going to meet Mr. Lopetegui, and Mr. Lopetegui's going to point at the ball, and he'll never, ever, ever have seen football instruction like it.